You interrupted me again. You can't even follow the rules. You can't follow.
He just lied and said,
Sir,
I never threatened
in
this guy.
first grade, we learned not to interrupt.
It always surprises me to find out that they had schools before they had the wheel. In this episode, we have 3 of our favorite judges teaching lessons to criminals in their own unique style of justice, captivating, riveting, and most importantly, entertaining.
The motion to revoke probation in 23-41343, that's probation that you have for aggravated assault, family violence. Then we also have probation, motion to revoke probation in 23 CR 580, which is illegal possession of controlled substance. Let me guess. Felon in possession, aggravated assault, and an aggravated assault. Is that what they?
That's correct, Your Honor.
The evading arrest or detention. What happened on that? Where'd that go?
It's
That
still,
was
I
also
believe that's the misdemeanor. It's still
That went
pending.
to
Yes, sir.
misdemeanor court?
Yes.
All right. Okay, go ahead. And you are Desmond LeRae Harper? Speak out, please, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I filed a motion to withdraw as his attorney on these
Why's
cases.
that?
We've had a lot of difficulty communicating with each other. He has actually made a threat to me.
The crux of this case. Ladies and gentlemen, the lawyer says that his client is someone that is the kind of person to threaten someone. So no doubt that someone is going to deny that claim, and as such, that someone would act calm and rationally in front of the judge. That is, if that someone wasn't the kind of person that would threaten a lawyer and had the brains of a jellyfish.
And I feel like that it's impossible for me to
You
communicate.
threatened one of my attorneys here?
Cursed him out. He threatened.
You cursed him out?
Yeah, I did.
Why would you do
Good.
such a thing, sir?
I wouldn't feel incarcerated. The same charge, the same victim, and I got stabbed.
Why did you curse at
He
him?
came up here and didn't even know what I was charged. It's offered me 20 years.
Well, no, he didn't offer you the state.
I'm on probation for a charge. The victim said on the federal government DOP phone that they only press charges on me just to get victim assistance. Forward in, I was charged and went to jail, was stabbed up and came to jail for that same person. Y'all never did nothing. How you think I'm feeling? I got pulled over.
So the jellyfish's story is that he is angry because he's a jellyfish.
Wait a second. You telling me I didn't do anything? You said y'all didn't do
You gave
anything.
me 10 years probation. You ain't looking to my charge, my cases or nothing.
All right. All
You
right.
don't care about me or nothing. You
Right.
don't care about the law.
Well,
You trying to give me 20 years.
the
What? That's what he came offering me, whatever they offer, 20 years. That's my life.
All right.
Y'all ain't even looking into the charge.
Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. If you get upset and you get violent, we will bind you.
I ain't doing.
You know, you're an angry person.
I'm not
You're
angry.
angry. You're interrupting me, whatever. And you're rude.
I am.
You are rude.
So people that's unlawful, and you think
You're rude. You're going to follow the law.
Yeah.
You're going to follow the rules while in my court, or we will bind you and we will mute you. Now you're going to, if you want to follow the rules and be polite, you will be heard.
I got a reason.
Now,
to be
this man,
upset.
here's the problem. He can threaten everybody all day long.
I never threatened nobody.
You interrupted me again. You can't even follow the rules. You can't follow.
He just
We-
lied and said, I
Sir,
never threatened
in
this guy.
first grade, we learned not to interrupt people.
First grade, we learned the law.
All right.
The law.
Here's the
right.
thing. He can threaten the next person, the next person, the next person, and then we'll be here for 30 years, changing out people.
I understand.
All right.
I don't ask for this very often, but in this case, I think you're seeing a small sample.
Listen, the next person's going to have to deal with the same.
I don't know.
I even
obstruction.
I said what y'all was talking about, what y'all got on.
I
It's
can't
not
communicate.
good.
I
Not
can't deal
right
with
for
it.
judge. It's not right for district attorneys. Not
You know
right
what?
for the lawyer or nothing.
You can go.
Thank you.
You're interrupting.
Yeah.
You are rude,
Injustice.
abusive. You don't follow the rules.
Whatever.
And that's why you are in custody, sir. All right. I will release you. Well, I find good cause to release you. And the next person on the list will be but somebody's got to deal with this problem, and it's going to have to be somebody. And he can be abusive to everybody, and we'll be here for 50 years, but that's not the way it's going to happen. And on the record, Mr. Harper is abusive, argumentative, disruptive, and it will be noted for the next person who was appointed to represent him that he is an angry person, but he also has 5 criminal cases, and the grand jury doesn't know him, and there's no reason to suggest that the grand jury indicted him for 0 reason. They had probable cause in aggravated assault, illegal possession of a firearm, aggravated assault, 3 aggravated assaults, and illegal possession of a controlled substance. 4 aggravated assaults, and a possession of a firearm. And this is just angry at everybody else, but he's here because of what the grand jury deemed were his actions, not yours or anybody else.
The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am.
Because you're young and they will think you're attractive at the prison. And I'm just being real with you. You understand? And no matter commissary money that your parents and your grandparents can put on the books for you is going to save you from being passed around at the prison. So other than getting more tattoos and picking up a new offense, what have you done on probation? All right, he's done nothing on probation. What am I supposed to do with that?
We've gone over the TAP evaluation and also the MTR, is that correct? And you've taken responsibility for your actions, correct?
Yes.
You understand that there were certain conditions that were required of you while on probation, right?
Yes.
At some point, the judge ordered ISF cognitive treatment. Did you complete that?
Yes.
And did you receive any benefit from going to that?
Other than it being like a sanction, not really.
I mean, when you say not really, why was it not a benefit to you?
I wasn't really taking it serious at the time. It was more of like I felt like a punishment, like a sanction, went from home. And
So we can see here that Cigarette Bum is somewhat of a mastermind, as he says that part of the last punishment he was given felt like a punishment. But now, if Judge Boyd gives him another chance, he won't see it as something he's meant to like anymore. I think this guy may have been talking to a jellyfish.
I probably could have made more of it, but I didn't.
When you say you didn't take it serious, can you explain to the court, as we apply for probation and ask for inpatient services for substance treatment, why you would take it serious now?
Yeah, I'm tired of being a disappointment. I want to show my mom that because they're being so supportive of me, I don't want to let them down. I want to do everything right for them instead of thinking about being selfish and thinking about myself.
And you understand only you can treat yourself during this part. It's not up to them. It's up to you, right?
Right.
And that if the judge gives you an opportunity by ordering these services, that she's essentially giving someone else's chance to you, and you telling her that you didn't take it serious the first time is a problem, right?
Right.
This is his defense lawyer, not the prosecutor, yet it definitely sounds as if he's arguing for the judge to not give him a second chance. It's a strange tactic. Perhaps the lawyer has been talking to a jellyfish.
What kind of drugs have you used?
Opiates, amphetamines, Xanax, weed.
And every single time you've committed offense, have you been under the influence?
Yes, sir.
And have you ever tried to kick these addictions?
Multiple times I've tried, but not wanted to. That makes sense.
Okay. And do you think you would benefit from going inpatient to receive this treatment?
Yes.
And are you motivated to get this treatment?
Yes.
What are some of the things that you would do while in custody getting this treatment to be successful, to remain sober?
Make a plan so whenever I get out, I can stay sober and complete probation. If I could just stay sober, I don't see myself having any troubles completing my probation.
And do you have any goals in life?
Yes.
And what are those goals?
I want to go to cosmetology school and so I could do hair and nails.
His goal in life is to be good at cutting hair and doing nails. I suppose if you are going to dream big.
And you stopped going to school at in 7th grade, give or take. Did you ever try to complete your GED?
Yeah, I enrolled in some classes, but I never ended up making it to them.
Such a strange tactic. I'm thinking of calling it the jellyfish tactic.
You understand right now you're asking the court for, I'd say, a 4th opportunity, 5th opportunity, right?
Right.
That prior to this, when you came forward on that MTR and they denied that MTR and continued you, she gave you an opportunity then. Is there a reason that you didn't express that you needed drug treatment at that point?
No, at that point, I just wanted to go home.
What type of work have you done in the past?
Car washes, fast food.
And when's the last time that you were employed?
Probably 2 months prior to July.
What were you doing then?
A car wash.
And then you stopped working?
Yes, after I relapsed, I stopped showing up.
And you turned back to drugs?
Yes.
And you were involved in this offense?
Right.
You understand how serious it is to evade?
Yes.
You understand that you're putting people in danger?
Yes.
Not just yourself? That it's a selfish decision?
Yes.
And are you acknowledging that you make that mistake today?
Yes.
And you're asking the court, are you begging to her that you want this treatment?
Yes.
I think the same rules in court for questioning a witness or the accused should apply here, as if the objection of leading the witness could be invoked. These lawyers wouldn't speak at all, and we would really see what was inside the minds of these criminals. Instead, all we see is what the lawyer wants their client to say. And that's why it has little to no impact with the judge and their decision.
I want the treatment. I want to do. I'm motivated now to do it for real this time.
Is there anything else you want her to consider?
That question there shows us all that the lawyer has coaxed his client before, in that he was going to ask him this question, and the lawyer has given Cigarette Bum the words he should say. And what we see is that his client hasn't even taken the time to remember what his lawyer has told him to say. This is what happens when two jellyfishes try to pull off a plan to get the court to be sympathetic. So, will the jellyfish remember?
Is there anything else you want her to consider? But you're asking her to put you on deferred adjudication probation? And you're asking for substance treatment?
Yeah.
That's what it's wrong.
So lucky they managed to pull that one off.
State, any questions?
No question, but I do have some observations, if you'll allow me.
Yes.
I observed that he expressed more than mere self-pity over the situation in which he's gotten himself into. He expressed regret for the negative consequences that his actions had on other people, not just the victim in this offense, but also for his family. He did not blame other people for his own actions, and he recognized that his actions are caused, perhaps caused is not the right word, but are an extension of a substance use disorder. I respected his honesty. I don't respect the crimes that he's committed, but I do respect his honesty. And the state's agreement is an effort to thread the needle between holding him accountable for his poor choices and trying to help him get the help that he needs and that he recognizes that he needs. That's all.
This really is a strange case where the prosecutor does a better job for the criminal than his own defense counsel.
All right, what have you done on probation since 2022? Because you were placed on probation September 15th, 2022. I placed you on 4 years deferred adjudication. There were cases that were taken in consideration. I ordered 240 hours of community service restitution. Have you, and I said I would waive that if you obtain your GED. Have you obtained your GED? So since 2022, have you worked on obtaining your GED? I'm sorry.
No, ma'am.
All right. I ordered that you provide proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care or with minors. Did you provide proof of employment with probation?
To a certain amount of time until I lost my job.
All right. You didn't lose your job. You quit or you were fired. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So were you fired or did you quit?
I stopped showing up.
All right. So don't make it seem as though you were doing your job and somehow magically you lost your job. That was not the case. You decided to get high, like the rap song says, I was going to get my GED, but I decided to get high. You need to listen to that rap song because everything they were supposed to do, they didn't do because they wanted to get high.
It really is starting to look like the jellyfish defense strategy is starting to fall apart.
So the anger control course, anger aggression control course, did you take that?
No.
All right. I ordered you to do that. You haven't done that since 2022. There was a 10 p.m. curfew I ordered. So did you abide by your curfew?
No.
All right. You were supposed to reside with your grandparents. Did you up and leave your grandparents and not reside with them any longer? All right. You were not supposed to have any contact with your stepfather. Did you have contact with him? Did you have contact with your stepfather?
Yeah.
All right. So why are you telling me no?
Well, it wasn't like I was on every day, you know what I mean?
And when you had contact with him, did you cause confusion and destruction of property?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There's supposed to be regular UAs for people to test you for drugs. Did you do that? All right. You were supposed to regularly report by Zoom or in person. Did you do that?
No.
All right. So then what ends up happening, there was a hearing set. It was supposed to be contested. And between those two cases, we had compliance hearings where I've asked him if he had any issues. And then October 23rd, 2023, there's a new number one. And you pled true. And the state waived other violations. I denied the motion. And I altered amended conditions to have no contact with the complainant. In 2023, after I told you were not to have contact with the complainant, did you continue to have contact? All right. And did you cause destruction of property?
Yes.
All right. So then I ordered state ISF. And the reason why state ISF cognitive was ordered, because obviously there was something wrong with his thought processes. Did you take advantage and learn anything from that?
No, ma'am.
Right. Then I wanted to do GPS, and I gave him partial for work until further notice, and he was to reside at his grandmother's home. Did you reside at your grandmother's home? And then we come back because this is where the drug use comes in, because he came in and he tested positive for marijuana. So on April 11th, I ordered 90 sober meetings in 90 days, and this probation was to do testing and test you for levels. Did you do those 90 sober meetings?
I didn't.
Did you do even one?
No.
Right. And did you allow probation to test you? Okay. And then we came back on August 22nd, 2024, because the state was going to complete with the speak to the complainant. And then on September 12th, there was a plea to a violation of condition number 1. So what we're here for is, why should I even continue him on probation? Why shouldn't he go to prison? It appears that he doesn't want to do anything. It appears to the court that you don't want to be on probation. You rather get high. You rather cause devastation and destruction with your parents, because you haven't done anything on probation other than get new tattoos. And some of those appear to be gang tattoos. That's all you've done. So other than get gang tattoos and get your face tatted, which I tell people, unless you're moving towards a specific occupation, you really shouldn't be doing the face tattoos because it makes it hard for employment. So other than the gang tattoos and the piercings and the dollar sign, which you're not working, so I don't know if that's an aspiration.
No, Judge, he has already divulged his dreams. He wishes to cut other men's nails.
Or gang stuff. So other than the gang tattoos and the more piercings, what have you done that would make me think you would be successful on probation in this court?
Nothing, Your Honor.
So why should I even give you probation? Because all you've done is cause destruction. The car you were riding in for the evading was a stolen vehicle. That's why they were trying to pull you over. The complainant you were in the passenger you were with, they got out, took off running as you did. So you haven't done anything. All you're coming to me is with your hands open, with the state saying, and your counsel saying, well, I think he's internalized this time. You brought me nothing as a reason for why I should continue you. You had all the opportunity and you've done nothing. And I think probation wants you revoked. And on the aggravated assault, you're looking at 20 years in the prison. And it appears that you want to go to prison because that's what your actions are telling me.
I believe the man standing in the blue with the weird look on his face is thinking, cigarette bum, you're screwed.
We can go off the record. So it appears that you want to go to prison and be passed around for cigarettes or dessert, because that's what's going to happen to you. Because you're young and they will think you're attractive at the prison. And I'm just being real with you. You understand? And no matter commissary money that your parents and your grandparents can put on the books for you is going to save you from being passed around at the prison. You understand? And do you understand what I mean?
Sure.
Do you want to be passed around for Roman noodle? Because that's what's going to happen. No, I'm dead serious. And that's what happened at the Bexar County Jail. People will get passed around for dessert. Someone was sentenced to this in this court for murder. And the first thing he did at the Bexar County Jail was go have sex with somebody.
And then had his nails done.
Whether it was consensual or not, that case hasn't been brought to me. And I can tell you right now, your grandparents, your mother probably doesn't have enough money to put on your books so you won't be passed around for Roman noodles, cigarettes, oranges, or whatever at the jail. And it appears to the court that that's what you want to happen to you. Doing all these little crazy little tattoos you got here, trying to be Billy Bad with gang tattoos and everything. Do you understand? All right, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to think about this. You can come back in the afternoon. All right, thank you.
Unfortunately, I do not have part 2 of this one yet. But what I can give you is an update on Cigarette Bum. And that is that he is living the dream.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson. Shh. Mr. Johnson, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with assault of a family member. You're also charged with terroristic threat of a family or household member. On both of those cases, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. I see that your bonds are pretty high. They're both at $50,000 now. I don't know why, but let's find out.
On November 17th, 2024, Texas, the complainant witness made a report that the defendant had assaulted her that day. The complainant witness stated that the defendant had been dating for 3 months and broke up. That day, the defendant went through the complainant witness's phone and found some messages between the defendant's cousin and the complainant witness, causing the defendant to become angry. The defendant then accused the complainant witness of sleeping with the defendant's cousin and cornered the complainant witness before pushing her against the wall and throwing her to the floor. The defendant then punched the complainant witness in the head 5 times and kicked her in the stomach, causing pain. So that's the assault in November, and then the terroristic threat in January, on January 7th, 2025 in Harris County, Texas. Officers were dispatched to a disturbance call. Officers arrived and made contact with the complainant witness, who stated that the defendant is her ex-boyfriend, and he came over to her home and stated, quote, "You are playing with my life. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to show you." End quote. Complainant witness stated that the defendant then stated, "Your baby daddy will be dead and you. I'm going to smoke you both." The complainant witness stated that she feared that the defendant would carry through with this threat. Officers called the defendant. He had who acknowledged that he had several warrants relating to the complainant witness.
Is the ag assault same complainant witness? Really?
Yes.
That's a new case? Or
3 separate dates, same complainant witness.
Thank you.
And on the
ag assault, what happened there?
The ag assault, all right, the complainant witness is the ex-girlfriend of the defendant. She arrived home on July 22nd, 2024. and found the door to her apartment had been kicked in and the defendant was there waiting for her. The defendant began arguing with the complaining witness about the way she was dressed. The complaining witness told him to leave, and the defendant then stabbed the complainant in the leg with a pocket knife, leaving an approximately 1-inch hole in her leg.
He stabbed her?
No.
Allegedly.
Yeah, thank you.
Stop.
The complaining witness recovered the knife used to stab her, and then pursued the defendant in her vehicle. She also acknowledged attempting to run the defendant over.
All right, Mr. Johnson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your cases. I'm issuing a order. Well, let me see if the order for protection has already been issued. I'm issuing what's called a magistrate order for emergency protection that identifies the complaining witness in this case as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within. I'm going to do 1,000 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Sir.
If you violate this, it's very possible they file a violation of protective order. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You violate conditions on a BPO, we can have a hearing to hold you at 0 bond, and I'm going to do it in a heartbeat to protect every person in my community. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you file no contact and no weapons?
Yes.
I don't know if you're going to get out, but if you do get out, I'm ordering you to remain under house arrest, and I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know where exactly you are at all times. Do you understand? You're not to use alcohol, any kind of illegal substances. Did you want to add anything?
Yes, Judge. My client wants. I'm getting from my client, Judge. If you want, we lower the bond. We opposed to lowering the bond. My client works. He's supposed to his 13-year-old daughter, and those are factual issues. Okay, I'm gonna let him have the floor. Yes, Judge.
No, because you know what? I just don't want you to say something. The only thing I know is that you have an open felony evading. You're on probation for felon in possession of a weapon. You pick up an assault family member in November, an aggravated assault where an alleged stabbing, and now a terroristic threat. So you were literally out
Judge,
with all this, and now you pick up.
That's from the same girl. She lying. I got screenshots and everything showing she lying. Why the same girl had me coming to your house if I'm stabbing?
Look,
sense.
Evidence.
I mean, I'm a fugitive in your house then. So why you ain't call the police if I'm a fugitive laying in your house? This case been over. I've been in your house and they picked me up from your house the other day. It's the same girl. She be lying. I got screenshots. She threatening, trying to blackmail me and everything. I'm not gonna stab no girl. I'm 31 years old. Never had these cases.
Evidence will point to whose side is correct.
I got everything.
Don't know.
That's why I just want her to know because you own me like I'm really doing it. Like I'm not gonna do this to no girl.
It's over and it's over and it's over.
That's what I'm
You
trying
got
to show you.
5 open cases, man.
So I'm talking about the thing. I'm just showing you. This dude may come and say, I stabbed you. And I've been having to
I don't
open a
care.
warrant and then call the police to come pick me up while I'm in your house.
Mr. Johnson,
All right.
I'm not
Yes, sir.
dealing with that here.
Okay, I understand.
The only thing I'm telling you is that you want me to reduce the bond.
I apologize. I'm just saying it's just eating me up for you to really believe I'm a stabber. I'm 31 years old, never had these cases till I deal with this girl.
Those are factual issues. I can tell you.
Just understand that if you do get out,
I don't want to.
you got these bond conditions.
Summer, she come to my mama's house, she go to jail.
I advise my client that's something that he would have to handle outside of this court.
Because she'll come to my mama's house. She is crazy.
The only thing I would say is that when you're out in your house, when you're out where you are, and she comes to you, don't even answer the door. Don't even go to the door and call the cops. That's all you got to do.
I got screen. I'm gonna get everything cleaned up for y'all.
But just, you know,
just for bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson, in life, there are certain people who are a cancer to you. And if you don't cut them out of your life.
For sure, that's what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm going to get this out the way. I'm going to get the screenshots, everything shown, everything, and get this out the way, bro.
We're good.
Yes, sir.
I need him to sign the conditions. I don't know if I'm going to reduce the bond. You know, let's do this. He's being held at no bond right now on all the felonies as it is. If that changes, come back and we can talk. Okay, but right now he's being held at no bond on all these felony cases as it is. So if and when that does change, come back.
50, 20. They're getting a $250,000 bond and a 20 on the felonies.
I see on the ag assault, on the evading, it's at no bond.
So I'm just gonna get my mom, get the phone, get the neighbors, ring cameras, and for the neighbors.
So
Listen, there's your crack you said we cannot fight.
Oh, yeah, it's
now.
over with. That's why I'm ready to go so I can get all my stuff done for the big court.
So I guess let's do this. Let's set it off a week to see what happens in felony court, and then you guys can come back and we go from there. All right?
So I'm gonna get.
I need him to sign conditions though, so he needs to sign
And that's
with.
for y'all court too, man, but this ain't true. All right, let's do it.
All right, you ready?
If you have made it through to the end, I want to tell you that I am very grateful of you for doing so, as I believe one of the greatest gifts a person can give to another, especially a complete stranger, is time out of their day to spend with them. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, as I am a little different than the normal. Milk and 2 sugars. So I am grateful of finding subscribers that like the taste of my tea and taking time out of their day to spend with me. So until the next time you see me, please remember, stay away from the jellyfish. And if you would like some more tea, then please check out the playlist on screen now.